Well, good hump day to ya. It's Dan. I want to welcome everyone to my home in the sticks. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. But over here in East Central Mississippi, it's in the middle 60s, sure enough nice to be outside. Before we get started on today's video, I always like to say that if you are new to this channel, I want to welcome you. And if you're returning just to see what old Dan's got going on over here, I sure enough thank you for coming back. What I want to share with you and y'all today is my grow tent came in. We finna go off into this shop and we're gonna have a look-see. Look at there. It came in yesterday and I spent probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours last night, about 2100, putting it up. And this is the Vivosun 48x48x80, so roughly 4 foot by 4 foot by 6.5 high. And it is a pretty nifty little growing tent. Now Dan, what do you need a grow tent for, especially one that big? Well, I come to the realization that a lot of times when I plant stuff, or I try to bring plants inside during the wintertime, a lot of them die. And that reason is because, for one, they don't have sufficient light and they don't have sufficient heat. So that's where that came into play, or is going to come into play. That is also going to be where I house my hydroponic, my cracky lettuce, once that time comes. So I did a search on YouTube for Vivosun grow tent. Lord of mercy. 80–90% of the stuff that I watched had to do with cannabis. So, disclaimer, no, Dan don't grow no Mary Jane over here. It's just nothing but stuff I can eat, lettuce and plants. And I did a little bit of research on this grow tent. A lot of complaints about this grow tent was damage, of course, when it was shipped or when they received it. The zippers and the seams was split upon them getting it and putting it up. Another valid thing that I want to say about this grow tent is when you go to put it up, it's best if you have 2 people to put it up. I don't even know how I achieved this by myself, but I did it with a 12-foot ladder. So let's go take a look at it. I don't have anything in it right now. I just set it up, letting it air out. Yeah, we'll go take a look at it and I'll show you some of the finer points of it in my opinion. All right, for starters, it's got a Velcro peek-through window so you could actually look on the inside of whatever you have growing on in there, so you don't have to unzip the door. And it does have some nice beefy zippers. A lot of folks claim that the zipper will jump the rail, jump these rails right here. I haven't had any problems with that. This thing didn't have any rips, tears, shreds, or holes in it, so I guess I'm rather lucky on that. It's got a door on this side. Probably can't see it because, yeah, it's dark in my shop over here. And also down here, it's got another vent hole that you can cover up these little Velcro pieces. It does also have a lot of exhaust fan holes. So if you want to run some type of air system or filter system in this grow tent, you can do it because they have them all over the place. There's one on that side, there's one there, one down at the bottom down there, and I think there's one on the top somewhere over there. It's got a door on this side as well, and again, these zippers work real well. I haven't had any problems thus far. And on the front, it's got a really big door. Notice how I'm not having any problems with the zippers. That's what it looks like on the inside. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, 6 places to vent this tent out if you so choose to do that. I'm not gonna vent this tent. For one, it's a little bit of money to get the components to put a air filtration system or whatever it's called in this tent. What I'm gonna do is, and we'll do it, I'll show you this once we start growing stuff in this tent, is I'm just gonna leave the front door, one of these side doors cracked, just to ventilate it and take the little things off and get my vent on that way. Cool thing about these vent holes is they have drawstrings on them. So you could yank on this thing right here and you can close this thing off. such as that. But I don't have them closed yet. But cool. Another cool thing about it is I could run my extension cord through here once it comes time to put the light up in the system. I could send it this way, or extension cord that way, or maybe down here is probably the way I'm going to do it. The frame, a lot of folks complained about the frame being that it wasn't machined correctly. I didn't have that problem with mine. It comes with 3 braces for the top, which is pretty neat. And everything looks to be in order. It took me a while to set this thing up. I did it by myself, and hey, it's up, so I ain't gonna sweat it. Pretty happy with it, and this is a huge grow tent by my standard. Another thing it did come with is it's got this floor liner. So just in case you spill some liquid or soil or something, you could just yank this whole thing out, bring it outside, hose it off, or dust it off, or vacuum it off, whatever you choose. Thus far, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of this this Vivosun grow tent. Of course, you're gonna have bad reviews and good reviews. The good reviews outweigh the bad reviews, and I have used several Vivosun products in the past and haven't had any problems with it. So I was like, you know what? Let's give this a shot and see what it'll do. So there you have it. The Vivosun grow tent that I purchased came in, put it up yesterday night. It's looking good thus far. I haven't had any issues with it as far as damage or missing parts or parts that don't work. I guess I lucked out on that. But I think it's going to be a wise investment for me over here. Once I start getting the hydroponic systems going, I have a place to store them. And things will just grow better because we'll have sufficient light. The reflective properties on the inside of the grow tent are going to help out a lot. And I have a decent grow light in there, trying to keep whatever I put in there alive. So we'll see what happens. So once we get that grow tent filled up with some plants that I'm going to bring inside, and we get the hydroponics going, I'm sure enough going to do an update and show you how I have it set up with the lights and how I ran the cords and all of that stuff. And of course, we're definitely going to do a 6-month, 1-year review on the grow tent come time. But I wanted to show you the grow tent that I purchased and just my first impressions of it and what I think about it thus far. Couldn't be happier. So again, I hope everybody is having a show enough good Wednesday, and I hope everybody's being safe amid this crisis that we still have going on, unfortunately. If y'all like this video, go on and give it a thumbs up, they help. If you haven't subscribed to the Home to Sticks channel, Lord of mercy, y'all need to come on over here, give old Dan a look, because I'm always doing stuff, like trying to grow stuff in a grow tent. With that being said, you know it's coming. Dan Referee, sure enough, always gonna say it. Don't let nobody dull your shine. Not me, nobody. You sure enough, get your shine on, get your grow on, be you. And Dan will see you and y'all in the next video.